The brain is an amazing 3-pound organ that controls all functions of the body, interprets information from the outside world, and embodies the essence of the mind and soul. The brain receives information through our 5 senses: sight, smell, touch, taste, and hearing, often many at one time. A neuron is a nerve cell. It's the basic building block of the nervous system. Dendrites are a neuron's bushy, branching extensions that receive messages and conduct impulses towards the cell body. An axon is the neuron extension that passes messages through its branches to other neurons or to muscles or glands. The myelin sheath is a fatty tissue layer segmentally encasing the axons of some neurons, and it enables vastly greater transmission speed as neural impulses hop from one node to the next. The nervous system is comprised of 2 main parts: the central nervous system, which is the brain and the spinal cord, and the peripheral nervous system, which is all of the nerves through our limbs. The thalamus acts as the brain's sensory control center and receives information from all the senses except smell and routes it to the higher brain regions that deal with seeing, hearing, tasting, and touching. Between your ears lies the reticular formation, a neuron network extending from the spinal cord right up through the thalamus. As the spinal cord's sensory input flows up through the thalamus, some of it travels through the reticular formation, which filters incoming stimuli, relays important information to other brain areas, and controls arousal. Pons help coordinate movement and control sleep. Your medulla controls your heartbeat and your breathing. The cerebellum is the little brain at the rear of your brainstem. The functions include the processing sensory input, coordinating movement output and balance, and enabling nonverbal learning and memory. The limbic system is located below the cerebral hemispheres and is associated with emotions and drives. The hippocampus is a neural center located in the limbic system, and it helps process explicit memories for storage. The amygdala is 2 bean-sized neural clusters in the limbic system, which are linked with emotion. The frontal lobe is the portion of the cerebral cortex lying just behind the forehead. It's involved in speaking and muscle movements and in making plans and judgments. The parietal lobes are the portion of the cerebral cortex lying at the top of the head and towards the rear. It receives sensory input for touch and body position. The occipital lobes are the portion of the cerebral cortex lying at the back of the head. This includes the areas that receive information from the visual fields. The temporal lobes is the portion of the cerebral cortex lying roughly above the ears. This includes the auditory areas, each receiving information primarily from the opposite ear. The motor cortex is an area at the rear of the frontal lobes that controls voluntary movements.